Here we are. Okay. So this is your first time with us here on the daily. Well, I give 1 hour away every day. Whoever wants to speak to me or WhatsApp me or whatever, and because we haven't spoken before on this platform, and not since we have this uncertainty in our lives, and I would like to hear your version. What do you see, any positive, any good in all of this drama that's happening at the moment?
Definitely a lot of good. Obviously, there's the nature and how nature's been able to come out and play whilst we have to pause. And I think for me, it's that it is the pause that's personally for me made a difference. It makes you, like we were chatting earlier, it makes you realize how we're so conditioned to fit as much activity into as little time as possible. So for example, if a client has to cancel the last minute and just can't make an appointment because for some reason, suddenly I think, oh, I have an hour or an hour and a half. What can I do? You know, instead of realizing that it's a gift and I should just relax and meditate or, you know, not have to be productive. And I think, I know for me and for a lot of my clients, we are conditioned that way. This whole productivity thing is just so ingrained in our beings. And that's something that we've had the luxury now that we are able to pause, that I've been really conscious of, that I don't have to actually fit everything in. And it's just, for me, this, what I've called a forced holiday. Obviously there's all the stress of what is going on around us and people that are on the front line and all the stuff that we know, the people who are dying and struggling. But I have to look at my world as well, the one that's around me. And the pause has been a really good forced holiday. So there are the things that we know, the fact that nature is just really enjoying this time. And I also think about how we're going to be when the lockdown is no longer and when COVID-19 is no longer. I'm hoping that we're going to be far more mindful. We're going to be kinder to ourselves and to everybody else, and so much more aware of the damage that we do, all of us, all the time. So that is my very long answer to your short question.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Every person, not every, but many people have different perspective in which they view this. And I couldn't agree with you more. It's absolutely what happens to me too. But how do you see, if you get away from your personal level and you look at it more globally? How do you think? I mean, I think this is a really opportune moment. I think this is a moment we've been waiting for. Because we would have never got such solidarity around the globe, ever, without this tiny little thing forcing us to become in. I wonder even whether there will be old-fashioned wars ever again. If this lasts long enough for it all to sink in and for everybody to have their learning, I wonder. And so my to expand the question would be, what do you think? I'm not asking you to be psychic, but what do you think could happen when this crisis is no longer to the global community?
I think that I'm hoping that there's going to be a real global consciousness about the things that have had such power in the past. Particularly, I mean, for example, would be the Moody's rating, or the, you know, just these controlling bodies that everybody has to adhere to, and it has so much power. I'm hoping that we will be able to look at that and just think, what power did they have during the lockdown? Nothing, you know, and hopefully that will be diffused a bit, and things that are really important. This global energy that we're now experiencing, that is something that I really hope will extend and will permeate far more than the greed and the corruption and all the things that I'm hoping are now taking a bit of a background because the virus is just so prevalent. I don't know if they really are. I do believe that there's a huge amount of media manipulation, but that's beside the point. So I'm hoping that the things, just to summarize, the things that have ruled us for so long are going to be looked at. We've had a chance to almost extract ourselves away from these things and have a more of a macro view of them, and hopefully we can see that they actually have no real power, no real necessity, you know. And people like the frontline people who in a lot of countries get paid so dismally, get rewarded so badly for their commitment and what they do, hopefully they will become the new Beyoncés and whoever those people are that earn so much money for doing what, you know. So I'm hoping that will be what will happen. There will be a whole resurgence of mindfulness as to what is really important, what really feeds our collective souls, as opposed to the moodies of the world.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And during these 15 days of lockdown, you locked with your husband, huh? So you're not alone. Did you have emotional ups and downs?
Absolutely. Yes.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is your, if you want to share this, what is your program, your pattern, your technique, your method to get out of the lows or to stay in the better ones? What do you do? What is your personal way?
Well, that's an interesting question, because for the first time in my life, I've been put on pause and I don't have anybody to look after. My children no longer live with me. They're all taken care of, and the practice is not running, so I don't have to be the smiley, understanding, supportive hypnotherapist or body stress release practitioner. So actually, it's quite a luxury to let the sadness happen, and to let whatever's coming up come up, because I have the time, and this is such a gift. So I chose to not have to be happy. I chose to sit with it and just allow it. And I knew that it would pass when the time was right, but I had that luxury and I just allowed it. And it was empowering, because I was reminded that nothing stays the same, that things change, things lift. So it was a gift.
Fantastic.
So no, I didn't jump into the happy. I allowed it.
Yeah.
And I think from the people that I've been speaking with, I've been keeping in contact with my clients and my friends and that, and a lot of people have experienced the same thing. There's been a whole, for a lot of people, it seems that the first week was euphoric. You know, was, oh my God, we've got, you know, I can read all the books and I can binge watch TV, which is something I've done. I've never done in my life before, but I've done it in the first week, and it's over now. But you know, there was this whole euphoria about what are we going to do, and then the second week I think was a bit of a okay, so here's another week of what we're going to do, you know, and more people are dying, and there's this energy when we do venture out. I don't know if you discovered it yesterday when you went to the shops, that the energy is dreadful. It's horrible. There's this palpable fear from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And this having to stay away from people. I know I'm too touchy-feely, so I have no problem being, and it's been quite a thing. So it's that second week, I think, was a bit of a leveler. And then, of course, when we heard last night, which was something I think we all knew was going to happen, suspected, that it's been extended even longer. So now we're starting the whole process over again. But now we have the wisdom of the first and second week. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now.
Yeah. I agree with you. And then I have a last question. If it's just so nice that we able on this page to disseminate different perspectives that can help people through this time. So if a whole big group of new clients would all come together and have a Zoom meeting with you, what advice would you give them what they should do to come out of this period, not even just healthy and together, but even enriched or more centered or whatever, better? What advice would you give them?
Well, Claudia, you know, as hypnotherapists, we don't give advice. We we tickle these things out of the clients.
Okay, but you can't, because you've got a huge audience and they all want to know what you have to say.
What advice would I give them? Well, I suppose it would be based on, I could only base it on my own experience, and that is to try to not run away from things that come up. Beautiful. Emotional issues that come up. Mm-hmm. To try and actually sit with them, give themselves this gift of time that we've been given, and extend it to what's going on internally. Knowing that they have the resources to deal with whatever happens. And also, I suppose, looking at how the changes that they're going to make going forward. This is an opportunity to re-look and to do a bit of an audit, an internal audit, an ecology check of what have I been doing up until now that I have the time now to sit and extrapolate and see maybe there are changes that I want to make going forward. So, you know, just like the earth is now resting and coming alive, that's something that can be happening inside of us as well. We're resting, and when this time is over, we will be changed, or our souls will be different. So we can make these changes. They can be little. They can be, I'm going to go for a walk every morning at 7 o'clock, because that's something that I've missed so much. And this is an opportunity to look at the things that we did maybe a bit unconsciously, you know.
Yeah, took it for granted.
Just the luxury of going to just those little things that we don't have now. So I think the encouragement would be to be a lot more mindful of the small things and make plans for the big things. Use this opportunity to clean out cupboards internally and externally.
Awesome. I think this was beautiful. Thank you so much